KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Box R here in Mill Hill. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Don Charles. Don, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. I'm kind of missing you.
Well, I've never heard anyone say that to me in an interview, but I appreciate your words.
I'm an honest man, you know me. I wear my heart on my sleeves, always.
What's going on currently in the world of Don Charles? I know you were training Miss Shaznay Lewis today from the All Saints, everyone will know her from, but what's kind of happening in your day-to-day life at the moment, Don?
Listen, nothing changes with me. I'm a workaholic and I'm an enthusiastic boxing coach. I not only coach professional boxers, I also coach personnels who use boxing to a way of keeping fit. Not just physical fitness, mental fitness. You know, I train high businessmen and businesswomen who've got high-powered jobs, and they use boxing to equip them to be able to deal with everyday life. This
gym has always kind of had that kind of vibe to it. When it's busy here, it is really busy here. But, you know, over the last sort of few months, obviously, you know, Frank's retired from the sport now, Frank Buglioni, and obviously Dereck's not here anymore. So kind of what is the vibe here at Boxer?
My gym has a professional section, which is me. Then the majority of it, it's a business. It's a business. Boxer is a business. It's a gym. It's commercial. But like I said, I've retained 25% of a section of the gym is dedicated to professional boxing, and the other 75%, like I said, is on a commercial, which brings the day-to-day money in to be able to run. It's a business.
I mean, a lot of gyms, like I said, they kind of, if they're heavily, you're using that kind of percentage base of 75-25, but if you kind of reverse that to like 75% of people that come here are kind of using it for fights coming up, and the 25% is from the outside public, it doesn't really kind of make sense as a business.
No, it doesn't work. It depends on, you got to be clear of what you want. Yeah, when I first started opening a gym, I know it's well documented that boxing gyms don't make money as a business. For the love of it, yes. For the passion of it, yes. That's why I was able to devise a system. And they don't have generally have, unless it's an amateur club, which I'm not. They don't generally have a long longevity within the setup. But if you've got the structure, the way I've structured it, I've been going now for like 14 years. I've always had my own gyms, and it's always based on my business module has always been set out like that. It was like 50-50 commercial, 50% professional. But as time went on, it became 75%. The market demanded. It's not what I decide. The market demanded, and you have to be intelligent enough to be able to direct. It's about directorship. It's having the intelligence to be able to direct your business to the channel that you could see is making most financial sense.
Your son, not too long ago, turned professional. He's had 2 fights now as a heavyweight. How do you feel his progress is going at the moment, and how is he developing?
Yeah, George made a fantastic start. You know, as you know, he didn't have an extensive amateur career. His style was never of an amateur because he grew up in a professional gym. And me being a professional coach, because I never coached any amateurs. I never coached. So my style has always been a pro style. So he automatically adapted to boxing like an amateur. So it wasn't that, he didn't get many decisions as an amateur because he boxed as a pro. And the art of defense, when the people are hitting his arms, obviously in the amateur system, they must be scoring it. So he lost fights that there's no way he lost the fight. But the way they score it, there must be scoring punches that are being blocked or slipped. So he had, I believe, 15 amateur fights. He lost 3 fights, and he won the rest. He never won any major honors. He was twice runner-up on the Haringey Cup. But any of the guys who beat him as an amateur or got a decision over him as an amateur, he will no doubt meet some of them in the pro, and then you see the whole point of boxing the way he's always boxed. So no, he's had 2 fights and 2 wins. He picked up an injury which we've dealt with. He's back in training, and we're planning to get him 4 fights inside of. By the end of the year, he would have had 4 more fights. So in 2020, then he's going to push on to try and, if he's going to do anything, if he's any good, then 2020 is going to be able to say, right, I'm here now. I want to fight for domestic titles.
There's a tier in heavyweight boxing domestically where you've got your likes of Daniel Dubois, Nathan Gorman. We'll put Joe Joyce in there as well. Yeah, Joe Joyce in there as well, of course. But they're kind of, I don't know about calling them prospects at the moment, but they are kind of, in terms of experience and amount of fights they've had, they are kind of prospects in the game compared to kind of our top elite heavyweights. But how far would you say that after only 2 fights that your son is away from kind of reaching that kind of stage of the guys like Dubois and Gorman and Joyce?
Right. He needs to have, by the time he's had 10 professional fights, in fact, by the time he's had his 12th professional fight, he should be ready to be fighting for a British title. And that's the marker. I studied this game, or it's not a game, I studied boxing business. Anyone who's been any good, who's gone on to do things, by their 10th stroke 15th maximum professional fight, they would have contested for the British title, the Lonsdale belt. And that's the marker. I've done it numerous times with the boxers I've trained in the past. So if you're any good, by your 10th/15th professional fight, no matter what weight category you are, you should be challenging for the Lonsdale belt British title. That's the marker.
Don, I do want to ask you about Dereck, Chisora. I mean, you two have kind of had this long relationship over many years, and you did spend some time apart from him in the past, but now it was a shock to everyone when we heard that he'd gone to link up with Dave Caldwell, obviously still under the guidance of David Hay. But what was that initial conversation you had with Dereck when he came to you and told you about this potential situation at the time with Dave Caldwell?
Yeah, fighters are fighters. If you go throughout the history of boxing in this country and worldwide, fighters, whenever it goes right, yeah, everything's cool. When it goes wrong, for whatever reason, you could compare that to football. When a team's not playing well and they're losing, the manager gets the sack. Yeah, it's no different to boxing. The blame has to go somewhere. I'll gladly put my hand up. I'll gladly take the blame. Because you know what? When I look in the mirror, I like what I see. I like who I am. I'm an honest guy. I'll gladly take the blame for other people. I'm not blaming no one, but sometimes you need to look at yourself first. Yeah? Stop putting the blame on other people. And time, what dictates what the truth is and what actually happens is time. Nobody has control over time. Time will determine the type of coach I am. I'm in this for the long haul. I really am. And like I said, time is the common denominator within the whole equation. And in time, we will see. In my opinion, I'm maybe halfway through my career as a coach. I'm turning 58 this year, 58 years young this year. And time will tell, I'm halfway through my journey, God permitting, God giving me strength and health. I will persevere to achieve. We'll come so near to achieving what I've never trained a world champion. We have contested for the world title, but we've not won it. That's the only title in boxing I haven't won as a coach. Won everything, numerous British champions I've trained in different weight categories, but as a world, never lifted that world title belt. And my mission still is to, before I leave this planet, before I check out, we, collectively, me and my fighters, will win a world title in any weight category. So fighters come, fighters go, right? I'm halfway through my journey. I haven't done bad, and I've always maintained internally, privately, publicly, that Dereck Chisora gave me, when I say gave me, from his achievements in boxing, he gave birth, if I use that expression, he gave birth to me as a coach. I wouldn't be known otherwise. It's through his achievements that I'm on the map. And through my coaching ability is why it's a two-way thing. But some people choose maybe not to see it that way. That's how I see it. We've both given birth to each other, right? He left before. It didn't work out for him. He came back. I retraced his roots. I'm not a magician. I retraced his roots, and we were able to. People wrote him off when he said, Chisora is finished, Chisora is finished. I knew he wasn't finished. When he came back, I said to him, it's quite simple. We're going to retrace your roots. When we were successful, Dereck, what was it we were doing that made us successful to achieve those things? So we went back to his roots of how he became a professional, but the things he did to make him, it's not all physical, it's mental as well. We were able to make him, people say, oh my God, we thought Dereck Chisora was finished. Suddenly, he's the man again. Then, unfortunately, we had a good run. Unfortunately, Dillian Whyte beat us in the fashion that he beat us. Doesn't make Dereck a bad fighter overnight. No, it doesn't. He was very much in the fight. In some cases, he was winning the fight till lack of concentration and referee. I'm not one to complain. The only time you'll hear me speak is when I'm talking to someone like yourself. Then I will say my opinion. My opinion is that referee played a massive, massive, massive part in the outcome of that fight. The second point deduction, in my opinion, panicked my boy. Right? And when you have it in your head going into the fight, Dereck Chisora says that he was robbed in the first fight. Paranoia set in. Hang on a sec. He actually thought, Dereck thought it was that was the third point that was taken off. It was actually, in fact, 2. But when you're in the heat of the fight, your judgment could be a bit blurred, yeah? He thought the second time he got point was taken, he thought it was 3 points. So he thought, damn, I need a knockout here to win, for sure. Unfortunately, he then lost his shape and got caught with going into that fight, we knew that Dillian Whyte's best shot is his left hook. Everybody, it's well documented. And what shot did we get knocked out with? Left hook. You see, if I'm a dumb coach that wouldn't have recognized that beforehand. We worked not to be able to give Dillian that shot. That's his favorite shot, so you can't hand it to him on a plate with knife and fork. And guess what? We even had a napkin and tucked him up and said, eat. That's what we did. So it's very frustrating. That of a football man. You know, I love football. Tottenham, my team. Super Spurs. Who do you support? Well, this interview, see.
I said Arsenal, if people couldn't hear.
This interview has to be terminated, my friend. No, just joking, right? That of a football manager, you drill the players, yeah? And the heat of the moment, cup final, blah, blah, blah. A player, the ball's going out of play, nowhere near the goal, yeah? But in the penalty sort of area, defender gets a rush and chops the player down. The ball's going, just nurse him, yeah? Chops him down, penalty, bam, time up, you've lost the cup. That's what happened right there. So, yeah, and I wish him all the best with Dave Colwell. You know, Dave is a good coach. Like I said, but you have to know the fighter, and he's got a fight next week, I believe, Dereck, yeah? Right. Again, I will say it how it is. I wouldn't have taken that particular fight against that particular opponent at this particular time. Why? Because there's many, many reasons. That's not a comeback fight. And the guys had notice. I will stop there.
Don, can I ask, did you give your blessing for Dereck to kind of go with Dave Colwell? Were you okay with this at the time? Or are you okay with this now?
You can't force someone to marry you. If your wife says to you, I'm going with some other guy, you know what? I'm not going to fight it. The type of guys, it was a surprise to me. It was a surprise. That's the last thing I expected to hear. After the loss that we had against Dillian Whyte, what I believe should have happened, the manager should have called a meeting, David Head that is, and if you lose a football match, and I'll keep giving those analogies, I don't want to be misunderstood, yeah? I want people to understand me, yeah? When anything goes wrong in life, you should examine where did it go wrong. That's what I would have done. When we win, we also, in the past, when we win, we have a meeting, say, well done, everyone. First and foremost to the fighter, well done, everybody. To the team, well done, everybody, for the part you played. When we lose, the same thing should happen, okay? It didn't happen. All I know is that 3 weeks after the fight, Dereck came to see me. Yeah, I've been thinking, and I think I'm going to move on. I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to go and train in Sheffield. Okay. I think I'm going to work with Dev Colwell. Okay. Right? What can I haven't got, obviously it was predetermined. There was no discussion. It was predetermined, pre-planned. So what am I going to do about that? When a man's already made their mind up, what am I going to try and persuade you? Hell no. I value myself. I know what I'm worth as a human being, first and foremost. And I know what I do, what I can do, what I have done as a coach. Yeah? So I wish him on, he will always be my son. I will always love the kid, you know. Come on, I started with this guy. He put me on the map, and I will always owe him that. But has he ever publicly or privately thanked me? The answer is category capital N-O. But you know what? Like I said, when I look in the mirror, I like what I see, me. I like me. Not because I'm so handsome. What the mirror reflects what you see. It's not about physically, do I look, yeah, I don't look as fit as I used to when I was a young man. But when I look in the mirror, the character that I see in the mirror, I like. And I can sleep. Yeah? So, you know, I will never wish Dereck Chisora bad. I'm not that type of person. Disappointed? Am I disappointed? Hell yeah. Who wouldn't be? Of course I am. Because that's not the way I planned for it. We parted before. He wanted to try to see what else was out there. I'm a very stubborn man. I'll never approach you and say, oh, come back. No, that will never come from my mouth. He came back to me. I had to do some soul searching before I agreed to train him again. Certain things had to change. And we got on again, dusted ourselves off. We worked, we achieved again. We achieved again. And unfortunately, like I said, it went wrong for us. We should lose together and win together. That's how I operate. When we win together. When we lose, we should also lose together, right? That's my mentality, and it always will be. Listen, like I believe I'm halfway through my journey. God permitting, gives me strength to carry on. My work ethic is second to none, in my opinion. I've got a group of young fighters. I've got 3 heavyweights presently, a couple of lighter weight fighters that I'm working with. It will take me another 4 years, 5 years perhaps. And I will, like I said, my mission is to produce a world champion, and I will. If it's humanly possible, then I believe I'm a human, I'll do it. With my fighters, yeah. I'm a very happy man, I'm very content. You know, if you're happy in yourself, then you can be happy with others, yeah? If you're not happy with yourself, you'll never find happiness with anything.
But I mean, if Dereck kind of was in a position where he felt like he needed change, I suppose you're saying you're disappointed, but him being honest with you and kind of telling you that, rather than kind of perhaps being in a fighter-trainer relationship that he didn't really want to be in. You're kind of using the reference back to if someone, you know, if you're in a relationship and someone's not happy, surely they should just say they're not happy, and you know, and part ways in that kind of man to man. He comes and tells you, this is what's happening and this is how it's got to be, and you know. But yeah,
totally agree. Like I said, you shouldn't be in a relationship in any capacity, in anything we do in life, if you're not happy. But at least tell that person why you're not happy. Then I can learn from it, so I don't make the same. If it's a mistake I've made, for instance, then I can look at that mistake. If I said to you, KUGAN, you know what, I don't like you, I will break it down to you why I don't like you, what you've done for me. Not, do you understand? So, you know, I'm not. No, come on. Nobody should be in something that they believe they should move on. Yeah, sometimes we move on for the best. Sometimes we move on for the worst. Yeah, it's the decision he made. If it was a sole decision or with his manager, whatever, it doesn't matter because he's done it before without the present manager being present. So it's a decision. He woke up one day saying, you know what, I'm going to move on. And like I said, it was a shock to me in the sense that I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting maybe a discussion to see where I'm coming from initially. I believe that any problem we've ever had in the past, we've been able to internally speak about it, and provided the two parties are willing to sort it out, then, yeah, nobody's married to anybody forever. In the olden days, it used to happen, but not in this modern world, you know? And no, all is good. Like I said, I'm a very, very happy man of what I achieved with Dereck. Nothing will ever touch what I've achieved with him, and I'm very proud of him, proud of me, both of us, because we won in the beginning. I have a very good memory. Dereck Chisora was not even, they didn't rate him to even win the British title. All the experts said, no, he's not good enough to win the British title. I think he's more than won the British title. So, I will always be grateful. And the word love, he's my first son in boxing. My first son in boxing. Yeah, he put me on the map. I will always owe him for that. Really, I think you can hear from the tone of my voice. I've said it numerous times, but I'm making it even more public now that I will love him. Yeah, he's like a son to me, man. And that will always be the case.
All right, well, listen, Don, I appreciate you kind of opening up on that situation. To be honest with you, I haven't spoken to Dereck. I've spoken to him, but not in an interview basis, and obviously we're going to catch up at some point over the next week. But yeah, but listen, as long as you're happy in life and you're doing your thing here, so and you're halfway through your journey, yeah.
God willing and the universe willing, listen, happiness comes in many shapes and sizes and forms. Yeah, I'm content with life. I'm rich in life, not financially rich, but I'm rich with life. I got a lot of love around me. Yeah, I got family. I got partner. I'm not married. My partner, my girlfriend partner. I'm very, very life is good. Life is good. So I'm very, very happy. I do what I love doing. I wake up every morning. I have a purpose to come to work, a purpose to train, developing these fighters. Yeah, developing them, seeing them change, seeing them grow. That's, the mind is constantly busy. Yeah, I'm blessed, and I feel blessed every day I wake up. I feel blessed, and I feel very, very. You make your own luck. I do work a lot. So, consequently, the harder I work, the saying, the luckier you become. It's not what you do. I've seen you graft. Yeah, from day one, KUGAN. Nobody came and said to you, here it is on your. My mum always used to say on your lap. In Africa, we use your thighs, yeah, both of them together. You put your plate on and you eat it. Nobody puts your food on your lap. You have to go and get it, put it on your lap, and then you eat it. I've seen you graft, and look where you are today. People, and for all the young people coming through, they can do it, right? Yeah? Yeah? But there's a lot to it. But you have to have that work ethic, yeah? Work ethic. Yeah? Desire, push. When people say to you, no, you can't, say, yes, I can. Yeah, and you carry on working, not by any fraudulent or crooked means. There's no shortcuts to anything. There is no shortcuts. Yeah, mainly ask any successful person who has legitimately achieved what they've achieved. They will tell you that they work ethic, and sense. You have to have the sense and the vision. Work ethic is a lot. There's no shortcuts. There is no point in being lazy and for it to fall out of the sky. Like my mom used to say, food ain't gonna fall out of the sky and land on your lap. It doesn't happen. You have to go and get it. So, yeah.
Don Charles, absolute pleasure to catch up. And yeah, well, listen, I'm quite local to here, so I'm sure I'll...
Let's get you back in, Coogs, man. Listen. Yeah, I saw you sparring with the body snatcher, and guess what? You sucked onto him, man. It dropped you with a body shot. But full credit, you got up and you carried on. So full credit. But come back, let's carry on the sessions for a return.
Absolutely. I was in it for the money for that. My heart weren't really in it. I want a rematch, Dylan.
That's right. You get yourself back in this gym. Let me whip you into shape. Your shape has improved a lot. I know you've been working with other coaches, yeah? Your shape is you tapped in with a couple of jabs there. Whether he let you do it or not, I don't know. But what I saw, you got through with a couple of...
What are you talking about? He didn't let me do anything. He's lucky. Anyway, we'll leave it there before he watches that.
Let's get you back in there, son, and get you... yeah? Nice.
Don Charles, thank you very much, and we'll definitely catch up soon.